little bit of Wade Bowen for you folks. One step closer. It is 8:10. We are back with more news of Lone Star. Like I told you, we have Amy Milstead in the studio of Milstead Automotive. Right now, if you're on your computer and you want to understand what's going on, look up milsteadautomotive.com or go to Facebook, type in Milstead-A-Go-Go, Mustang turns 50, because it's an event. And I have Amy in the studio. Amy, welcome to Lone Star Internet Radio.
Hi, good morning, Dick. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. Did you have a good Cinco de Mayo?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny is when I saw that you were coming in the studio, did you hear about what happened yesterday over at Woodrow's in Houston?
I did not.
Apparently, someone had too much Cinco de Mayo and ran into like 6 cars while trying to leave, and then he ran into a power line and it snapped.
Too much cerveza.
Yes. So hopefully they'll be calling you guys about auto repair, because what's funny is Milstead's over there on Rayford, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
It's south of here, and you guys do a lot of cool stuff at your place.
We do everything. We want to be a one-stop shop for anybody with an automobile. We don't want them to have to look here for state inspection and over here to get their oil change and over here to get their transmission serviced. We want to be all-inclusive. So that's what our goal was, and that's what we try to do. And
for this little event you guys coming up on May 15th, Milstead-A-Go-Go, is this something that's new, or is this something that y'all do every year, quarterly, or?
We started, our event is called the Lipstick and Dipstick, and we started it a couple of years ago. We wanted to empower the women in the community. We wanted to give them some knowledge about their automobile. Things are changing. It's not like it used to be, Dick. Ladies now are handling their auto repair, whether they're divorced, whether their husband's working, and that's their task to handle the automobiles in the family, getting them serviced. So we started this little event, and we try to make it fun. Once a quarter, we bring the ladies out, we wine them, we dine them. We try to bring in some fun fashion or something fun for ladies, whether it be how to, grow their business or fashion tips, makeup tips. And then, of course, we tie in the car theme with it. And this particular event is next week, and we're talking about the Mustang turns 50. And it's going to be a really fun event. We're tying in the go-go boots and the peace signs and all, and bringing in Arby's. They're celebrating their 50 years in business as well. And who doesn't love the Mustang? I mean, come on, that's just a staple. We're going to have so much fun.
So what you do is it's more of education.
Absolutely. And of course, you have to make it fun or no one would come. But yes, education. We want to give them tips that will help them. So if they do get faced with the challenge of a car repair, they know a little bit when they walk in. They have a little bit under their belt, so they have a little knowledge walking in.
And so you can be a complete amateur all the way to, you have some experience. Because it's funny that a lot of people don't know how a vehicle operates. And it is important for the minor things, like when you break down, you got kind of an idea of what you need to do, especially who to call.
Absolutely.
Because some people are just completely clueless, and the only thing they understand is they have to take it in every 5,000 miles or 10,000 miles, or whatever the person told them to. And that's the end. How about changing tires? Will that be on the list?
Absolutely. We do all kinds of things. Every quarter it has a different theme. Our last quarter we did a teen driving campaign, and we let the kids make a video about safe driving. That means texting and driving, drinking and driving, whatever. And we give an award for the best video. And everyone has a different theme. So we go over different topics every quarter, and we just reach out to the community. We see what the community needs and wants, and then we kind of go from there.
What's always funny is every time I get into a car with anybody, even if it's my car or somebody else's, and you always try to read the manual, it always makes me think, who writes this stuff?
Right.
Especially with, because probably the most nerve-wracking thing that everyone's going to encounter is jumping a vehicle. Mm-hmm. And when my mind, I go, you just have one person who doesn't know what they're doing, and something seriously bad can happen.
Absolutely.
And every time I read these manuals, it's so confusing, and I'm like, I don't know how they can make it easy for people, especially for people who have no idea how to even open the hood of their car, because a lot of people don't even know how to do that.
You would be surprised. Yeah, there are people that are just clueless when it comes to that. They drive it, they put gas in it, and they turn it on, and that's what they do. However, I know that the manual is like reading, Greek sometimes, but that is the best tool for your vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know something, that is the best tool. Refer to that manual. Well, and we teach our students that in the class. Refer to your manual.
Because I always love the glossary and the index of those things, because you never know like what they're going to be using for words, and it's always like, like for example, when you're trying to change the time, everyone tries to change the time in their car, but usually some people call it a clock, Some people call it timekeeper,
Right.
and then you're sitting there going like, I don't really know where this is, but
Right.
but my favorite thing, I want to tell you a story about the hood stories.
Okay.
Because when most hoods have latches, so I don't know how many times I've been involved with, oh, hey, pop the hood, I'm going to help you out, and they pop it, and then they're doing this little number. They keep trying to lift up the hood, but it's locked, and they start going really fast with it, and I'm like, there's probably a latch, right? And they're like, what? There's a latch? I'm like, yeah, you just got to feel underneath. And then all the cars are different, so that's kind of a fun little thing, trying to figure out what car, where the latch is for the cars, and they don't say that in the manual.
No,
sometimes.
you're exactly right, because if it's a foreign, it's a little bit different. If it's a Ford, it's different from a Chevrolet. You're exactly right.
And so when I go over to Milstead-A-Go-Go, you're going to learn, hopefully you're going to learn little things like this.
Absolutely. We have our technicians on hand. They rotate out and they work. They love this event because they get to come and show just minor things and the questions that people ask, but that's what we're there for. Free car care tips. You don't have to pay, nothing. We're even going to give you food and drink, and you just ask any question you want. So it's a great place to get some good knowledge.
Now, when you come to this event, would you advise people to bring their vehicle?
Well, they can walk if they want. But
well, I mean, more of like, I meant like the vehicle they're going to be driving.
Sure. So, we can come out and look at it.
When I bought my car, I'm kind of weird with it, but I got familiar with everything, like where the oil goes, especially like where the things that I know I'm going to be changing, and then so I spent a couple hours checking out the engine, checking out insides, and reading the manuals and seeing how all that works. And so I imagine the Milstead-A-Go-Go will be a good opportunity for people to sit there if they have questions.
Absolutely. And you are a unique one. I wish everyone did that when they got a new car and just got to know it and got the feel for it. However, today's fast-paced environment, they get in it, put the keys in it, and drive off, and that's just how it is. But yes, absolutely, bring it over. We'll help you go over it. We'll show you tips. Anything that we can help you get to know your car better or help it perform better for you, we're all about that. We just want to be your partners in your car care business. We just want to help you get the most out of your investment.
Because what happens with me, and it started when I was younger, when I was 15, 16, dealing with a car, it really reminded me of when I was sick. Because when you're sick and you're trying to talk to a doctor or whatnot, you're literally going down the problems. And that's what would happen is I'd be on the phone, I'm like, well, it stopped. Okay, so can you check the oil? Check this. And I'm like, where's that? What's that? What do you mean you have to check it? What do you mean rev the engine? What do you mean this? So it's like you start learning more and more about it just by asking questions. And I encourage the listeners to check this out. This is happening Thursday, May 15th at 5:30 p.m. at Milstead Automotive on Rayford. And because anyone that's available to ask questions to, take advantage of it. Because the more you know, the better off you'll be in the future, and be prepared, especially with your vehicle. Because that really can be a nerve-wracking and also a scary thing if you break down in the middle of nowhere and you don't know what to do. Maybe the next best thing is get an idea of what really is going on instead of just sitting. Because that's probably the most important. That's what I like to do. I don't want to just sit. I want to understand what's going on.
Absolutely.
But I'm sitting here with Amy Milstead of Milstead Automotive talking about their upcoming Milstead-A-Go-Go Mustang Turns 50. What I want you to do, we're going to take a quick break, but go to either milsteadautomotive.com or go to Facebook, type in Milstead-A-Go-Go Mustang Turns 50. It's an event on Facebook. So all the information that you need to know coming up on May 15th is right there available. But when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about cars and also Amy's involvement with Montgomery County, because I want to know a little bit more about Amy herself, because Milstead's been around for a long time, and that means there's a lot of good stories. That's what my opinion is. So we're going to be listening to right now. Here's a little bit of Asleep at the Wheel, Way Down Texas Way. We'll be right back on Mornings with Lone Star.
Do you ever wonder what's going on in the business community? Are you looking for ways to get plugged in? Cassandra Roshan here, Director of Membership Development with the Greater Conroe, Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce, and I would like to invite you to tune in to Chamber Chat. Tune in the first Tuesday of every month at 11 a.m. so you will be in the know for all Chamber happenings for the month. Each month, the Chamber offers 2 free lunch and learn sessions, a networking breakfast, business after hours, membership luncheon, as well as many other special events throughout the year. I will give you a rundown of all programs and events for the month, as well as interview our speakers and hosts of these events. So grab a cup of coffee and tune in to Chamber Chat the first Tuesday of every month at 11 a.m. Chat with you then.
Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas.
Tired of Waylon, Willie, and the boys? Join me, Gordon Lockhart, for Beethoven, Bach, and the Boys. Every Saturday from 8 to midnight on Lone Star Classical Music After Dark. Symphonies, concertos, and sonatas by composers such as Mozart, Tchaikovsky, and Bernstein. That's Lone Star Classical Music After Dark. Every Saturday from 8 to midnight on irlonestar.com.
Band of Heathens, LA County Blues. It's 8:25. We are back with Mornings with Lone Star, hanging out with Amy Milstead of Milstead Automotive, talking about their upcoming. I mean, this is just an interesting name. Milstead-A-Go-Go Mustang turns 50. For more information about that event coming on May 15th, just go to Facebook, type in Milstead-A-Go-Go, and you'll find it. It's an event. It's really easy to understand. It sounds like a lot of fun, and I encourage everyone who has questions about their vehicle to go, because they're there offering their service and to answer the questions, because that's the most important thing. You're always looking for answers, and they're there giving the answers, because most of the time I'm like, what does this do? What does that do? I shouldn't have done that. And that's usually the result. But Amy, we're back, and I wanted to talk about you and Milstead, because you guys have been around for, was it 43 years? Is that right?
42. Yes,
42 years. And you've been at the same location for 42 years, which is pretty amazing. If you guys don't know where they are, they're on Rayford Sawdust. It's the exact address is 29707 West Hawthorne Drive. So you guys been there for 42 years. Now, when y'all first started, because if you go to their website, folks, milsteadautomotive.com, they do everything. Like she says, it's a one-stop shop. And this is really cool, because did it start as a one-stop shop, or was it like, oh, I got a tow truck, let's do it?
No, it's kind of a unique story. My father started the business. He is our founder. He always worked on vehicles. That was his gift, and he has always worked on since he was a young boy. He grew up on a farm, and he started out working on tractors and things like that. And he moved to the big city of Houston, or just outside, and started working on the neighbors' cars. They'd have a problem here, a problem there. And with 7 kids in the family, you could see that he had a lot of cars to work on as we got older. We all worked in the business from time to time, and some of us stayed, some of us moved on to other things. And it just kind of evolved over the years. The community had a need for this service or that service, and that's where it came from. Of course, if you work on broke vehicles, you're going to need a tow truck to get it there. And so we did that. And then, we just kind of grew from there. We started our transmission department. We started our collision department. We started our own rental car department. And then, of course, as people, they don't want to fix their cars, then you buy their cars and you fix them, and then you sell them as a used car. So it just kind of all goes together, and we encompass everything. We just want to be the partners to help people with their vehicle and their big investment. And so we want to encompass everything that's wrong with the car, from state inspections to...
Well, the idea is, if anything's going on with those 4 wheels, you call Milstead.
We got an expert in every department. Yes, sir.
And so you were talking, while we're on our break, you were talking about a thing you guys do, and about drinking and driving, texting and driving, and being safe. What is that little thing called? What do y'all call it?
We call it Last Call.
Last Call.
The community remembers a couple of years ago when we had those 2 fatalities on I-45, cars going the wrong direction, and that made such an impact on everybody in Montgomery County. It was just we made national news. It was terrible, and we just wanted to reach down and do something for the community to give back. And as tow trucks and as our business, we see that stuff every day, and it is so tragic when a vehicle comes in and a loved one is lost. So we wanted to do something to kind of help protect the roads, because if we can save one life, it might be yours, it might be mine, it might be our families. And so what we do is we have a last call service, and you can call our company, 281-367-3535. And what we'll do is send a tow truck out to pick you, your friends that are with you, your vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah, and we will tow you up to 10 miles for $50. And that is a very discounted fee. We don't make anything off that. All you're doing is paying my driver to do that. And we'll tow you home, no questions asked. And so that avoids the awkwardness the next morning when you get up and you got to ride home from a buddy and you don't know where your car is, or you have to explain to your parents, I left my car because I had too much to drink. We don't want anyone to have to go through that, and we want to make it as easy and convenient as possible. So we want to get you and your vehicle and your friends home safely and just hopefully save a life out there. And we're all over Montgomery County, and that's just something we do here. It's a unique program just for our county and our citizens.
So it's $50 for a tow 10 miles. That's pretty good.
It's cheaper than a cab, and you're getting your car home. And we don't do it by person. I mean, we'll take you, whoever's with you, we'll take you home. There's no questions asked. Everybody's been there.
I gotta get some tow truck drivers in here. Your guys. I gotta get. I bet there's stories.
Oh goodness,
I bet there's stories. Because y'all are 24/7, right?
Yes, sir.
So I mean that's. Because those are the best stories. Anything happening past 10 p.m., everyone should be asleep. But if there's a story to be told after 10 p.m., they're usually pretty good.
Yeah, it's like my dad always said, anything that happens after midnight, you don't need to be involved in it.
Oh, no, really, because when you're growing up, you're like, oh, he didn't know what he's saying. And then you're like, oh, actually, he's kind of right.
Older we get, yes.
The only time I ever said, oh, after midnight's a lot of fun is when I, stayed up and watched Star Wars, when it came out in the theaters. That's the only time I ever, felt like this was justified to stay up.
Right.
But I have a question, too, about your father. So, it's funny when you go through businesses, especially when they started with one person, it sounded like he had the drive to fix cars just for fun. Because one thing I could tell by people is if they started at a young age and they helped out neighbors and then they turned it into a business, the core of that business has a good heart. Mm-hmm. And so would you say that's still with Milstead today?
I've learned so much from my father. He has got the biggest heart of any person I've ever met. I mean, there can be someone come in and they don't have any money and, they have a terrible story, single mom, kids, and their AC just won't work. And he will take the money out of his pocket and fix it for her. I mean, I think that's truly why our business has been so blessed, because he just constantly gives back. And me, I saw that at an early age from my father, and I saw that it's so important to give back to the community. That's why we do these programs. That's why we're so involved in Montgomery County, because we believe in that. The county's been good to us and helped us grow over the past 42 years. It's only due justice to give back to the community and try to help our members there.
I definitely agree. I'm hanging out with Amy Milstead of Milstead Automotive. We're going to be taking a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to kind of wrap up what's going on with Milstead, because they're doing a lot of stuff, and especially a lot of stuff for the community. And while we're taking the break, I encourage you guys, if you haven't already, check out Milstead-A-Go-Go Mustang Turns 50 on Facebook, or visit milsteadautomotive.com. And before we go to the break, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of weather update. It is 65 degrees outside. Today's future forecast will be mostly sunny with a high near 85. Southwest winds from 10 to 15 miles an hour. And tonight will be mostly cloudy with a low around 65. The weather forecast is brought to you by Donna Wick Public Relations. You've seen the billboards. That's right, Wicked Publicity. Contact them today at 832-326-1965 and visit wickedpublicity.com. Music coming up right now, though. We're going to do some coup de grace with Lifetime Stands. You're listening to Lone Star in the Mornings. Make sure to send those song requests to me on Twitter.
Hello, I'm Mark Hader.
And this is Cindy Cochran inviting you to join us on the Cindy and Mark Show each weekday morning from 10 to 11 here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Super, Cindy, but I believe it's the Mark and Cindy Show.
Huh? Yes, it is, Mark. And it's broadcast live on Lone Star Internet Radio here in beautiful downtown Conroe. Oh, the exciting things we'll talk about, the interesting guests you'll get to meet, the wonderful gifts we'll give away, and the tons
Wait. Gifts? There are no gifts. I'm not giving away anything. Why do you get to decide on what we do? It's Mark and Cindy, remember?
Oh, yeah? Well, so ladies and gentlemen, tune in and we'll all find out who gets to decide stuff. Weekday mornings at 10 here on Lone Star Internet Radio. How was that?
It could have been worse. You could have sung your part.
Oh, yeah, wait. It's the Mark and Cindy Show. The Mark and Cindy Show. The Mark and Cindy Show. The Mark and Cindy Show.
Hello, this is Dennis Nelson, inviting you to come with me through the doorway of imagination and into the theater of the mind. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour presents a play every Saturday night at 7 p.m. on Lone Star Internet Radio. Be it drama or comedy, thriller or love story, every exciting episode is carefully chosen straight from the golden age of radio and performed live by talented actors, musicians, and sound effects crew. Every sound you hear will be 100% live and homemade. Anything can happen. So join us, please, every Saturday night at 7 p.m. for the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Scooter Gras with Lifetime Stand. You're listening to Lone Star in the mornings. It's 8:35. I'm hanging out with Amy Milstead of Milstead Automotive, and they're doing a special deal on May 15th called Milstead-A-Go-Go Mustang turns 50. Now let me let the listeners know again, Amy. This isn't something you just do once in a lifetime. You have these type of education programs, because that's really what it is. It's a lot of fun for people, and this one's focused on women and learning about your automobile and how to take care of it, and also how to prevention, and then not to be scared, I guess, because I know me, I think when my car first broke down, I was like, what do I do? And thank goodness you have someone like Milstead Automotive around Montgomery County to help you out. Yeah. But so on May 15th, now when do these events usually happen?
We have them quarterly. We usually have them in an evening, and sometimes it may be geared towards teens. Sometimes it may be geared towards, most of the time it's women, but then we do take time out to recognize our teenagers that are out there. So once a quarter we have them. You can check them out on our Facebook or on our website. We're always doing something out there.
Okay, so that's called Milstead-A-Go-Go Mustang Turns 50. You can find it on Facebook. It's this May 15th at 5:30 p.m. over there at Milstead Automotive on Rayford. And basically, 60s is the theme. So can you dress up 50s?
50s, yeah. 50s. Oh, we'd love you to come in costume. I expect you to get your go-go boots out and come on down.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. Someone already tried to get me in a dress. It's not going to work out. But then you also have Last Call, this is year round. This is every day. And I think that's a great program. Basically, folks, if you call Milstead Automotive at 281-367-3535, is that the right number?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. They will tow you and your car for $50 up to 10 miles. In Montgomery County, right?
Yes, sir.
In the Montgomery County area.
We'll tow you home. We won't tow you to another bar, but we will tow you home, and no questions asked, no matter what time of the day it is.
I mean, I think that's a great thing to know, just in case, to be safe. I think that's the new saying people need to have is just be safe. So, and y'all make it easier to be safe at Milstead Automotive.
If you call our office, we'll mail you the little key fobs, and you can put it on your key ring. It's like your rewards card or whatever, and it's got our logo on there, our phone number. You always have it, and it's just a way to stay safe, protect a life. Might be your own or someone you love out there.
Now, I want to know who came up with that idea. Who's the one who gets a pat on the back?
We have a whole group of creative folks. I have got some great staff that is just very, very creative. Our PR firm is very creative, and they're just trying to think outside the box and what can we do to be different. We're not just your regular mechanic down the road. We're different. We try to be unique in what we do.
If you visit Milstead Automotive, you'll understand how different you guys are, because y'all really do everything. But is there anything else you want to share with the audience, Amy?
I appreciate you having us today, Dick. It's been an honor to be here. Thank you for letting us talk about our upcoming event. It's next Thursday, May 15th. Ladies, come on out. Bring your car. Bring your girlfriends. It's going to be a great event. We're going to have an old Mustang for you to check out. We're going to have a new one as well. And just come out and have some fun with us. It's 5:30 to 7. It's not going to be a late night, but it'll be a lot of fun. We'd love to have you out there.
That's MilsteadAutomotive.com, Milstead-A-Go-Go, next Thursday, May 15th. Thank you so much, Amy, for coming into the studio. Folks, what's coming up next will be me playing music. Of course, send your song requests, and also you can call in. You can call whenever you want. Well, not when I'm talking to Amy, but you can call in whenever you want, 936-647-3776. You can just tell me how bad I am or how awesome I am. Whatever you want to do, you can call me. But right now we're going to play some music. We got Matt Caldwell coming up, Delbert McClinton, but here is some Shane Rogers, She's Crazy.
Get on the dresser she used to wear around her neck.
Hey everyone, this is Tina, your host from Retro Saturdays. I wanted to invite you to visit the Lone Star Studios here in downtown Conroe, Texas. We're all volunteers here, and we need your help in serving the Montgomery County area. Radio media is a fun field to be in. Lone Star Internet Radio serves Montgomery County with news, current events, local programming, and of course, music. If you are interested in volunteering and sharing your talents in media, go to irlonestar.com and let us hear from you. Lone Star Internet Radio, serving Montgomery County from the heart of downtown Conroe.